I embrace the imposter syndrome. The worst player on the best team or the best player on the worst team.
There's a constant battle between negative self-talk and positive self-talk.
Whenever I feel the anxiety and my little demon in my head coming back, I'm thinking of what I want to become.
Welcome to this episode of Woman Powering E-commerce. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday as I take you behind the scenes of my journey as a female e-commerce entrepreneur. Together, we'll explore the highs, the lows, inspiring you to take action and achieve your own business goals. So let's get started. All right. Well, today's guest is Frédérique Grenier. She's a passionate and self-driven product owner at Novatize, which is an amazing e-commerce agency in Quebec City. So make sure to check them out. They're great. And a little bit about Frédérique. So she's a passionate problem solver. That's, I think, one of her favorite things she does. And she loves investment legends like Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett for their innovative ways to solve challenges. So welcome, Frédérique. We're so happy to have you today.
It's an honor for me to be your first guest, Susie, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm super pumped, super excited. Thank you for accepting to join us today. And last time we spoke, Frédérique, I think you were telling me you've been working at Novatize for about 3 years. That's great. And one of the first things you told me was I treat this agency as if it were mine, which I loved hearing that. So I'd like to know, tell us a bit about your background with Novatize, what brought you to it.
So yeah, like you said, I genuinely want Novatize to succeed. I treat it as my own. What I like the most is to be surrounded by people who I admire, and there are so many great minds at Novatize. So that's what I like most about my job. I believe that when you surround yourself with driven people, with people who are as driven by successes as you are, I realize I just found a work that feels like play in a way. It meets my two passions, e-commerce and tech. So that's why I love my job so much. So my background, well, Susie, like I told you, I've done the traditional path. I have a bachelor degree in business administration at Laval University. I always thought that I would work in marketing. My mother, and my mother and my grandfather, they were on the client side, managing the relationship between the clients and the marketing agency. And I always wanted to do what they were doing. So to be between the client and the agency, but in the marketing. For me, working in marketing was I don't know if you watched the show Mad Men, but I wanted to be Don Draper.
I haven't.
Yeah, I wanted to be Don Draper. But advertising in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and advertising right now, where it's all Facebook ads, Google ads, and stuff, not the same. So all my studies, after my bachelor degree, I did an MBA in strategic marketing and international business. I've done lots of case studies and international case study competition. It's universities, they gather 1 weekend and you work on case studies where you're isolated and you have a multidisciplinary team and you solve challenges and stuff. And it's you solve challenges within different industries. So you really need to learn about every industries, what are the KPIs of every industries, what's the business model of every industry. So it really shaped my brain so that now whatever I look, even if it can be a chair, it can be a business, whatever, I have the business model canvas in my head, and I'm not trying to, what are their revenue stream, what are stakeholders and stuff. So it really shaped my brain. So that's where I developed my business acumen and stuff. And after my MBA, I was 23, and I say 23. Yes, I was 23. And I was not ready to go on the market, the job market, because I felt I'm too young for that. I don't know. And I always cherished the dream of working in the US. Because when I was growing up, I was a soccer player. So I played a collegial AAA, but like I wasn't. Yeah, so sports really taught me about work ethic and about like always going the extra mile, giving the second and the third effort. So like I've never in my life, all along my life, like I've never been the most talented, but I've always been like the one with the bigger heart. Like I used to say like never underestimate the heart of a champion, because heart can bring you further than only talent. So that's like the work ethic that I developed in sport, but I bring along me in my professional development. So so I've always cherished the dream of working in the US. When I was young, I wanted to go to the University of Florida, and I wanted to play soccer there, but like $50,000 a session, like my dad basically told me, Fredo, you gotta find another dream because this one won't happen. So after my MBA, I was like, okay, I still want to work in the US, and I really like want to see if that's what I really want. So I was looking for internships. Like I think that a part of me just wasn't ready for the job market. So I wanted a way out. Yeah. So I found one, but like a fulfilling one. So I slid into DMs of like startups that I saw on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm a marketing specialist. I have an MBA, blah blah blah. I can do whatever you want. I want to help you scale your business and stuff." And and one time, like there's a guy who had a business that's called GoDeed. It's a mobile app, and. He said, "Hey, Fredo, we would be interested," and we chat a little and stuff. And she said, like, "We can't pay you. We honestly can't pay you, but we can give you a stipend, so we can pay your food and we can pay like your transportation and stuff." And I made savings on my side, and I was like, "Okay, I know I'm gonna lose money, but I'm gonna gain so much more." So I just went. So I left for New York for 3 months working there. It was amazing. So I lived in an Airbnb, and I was commuting in Brooklyn, and I was commuting to Williamsburg, and like there, it was really like a calling, because I was working for a mobile app, so I was surrounded by web developers. We had calls and stuff, and in my mind, just remember that I thought of myself as a marketing girl. Like I wanted to do. I wanted to do advertising and stuff, and I wanted to help the business GoDeed on that side. But I soon realized that I have no talent to take pictures, so my Instagram stories were horrible, and I have like I didn't feel the fire in me. Like it didn't enlighten me to create like social media playbooks and stuff and trying to find like strategies. What really drove me and what really piqued my interest was working with the developers. And after like the guy at GoDeed, he would bring me on Madison Avenue and on in the financial district on Wall Street to go meet with clients and agencies, and there we were like we were pitching them our solution to see how it could help them, because it was an app that could help businesses to further their corporate social responsibility goals, because like it was an app that was giving users the opportunity to give back to the community, so to participate in events to give back to the community. So they had a strong B2B side, and so that's where I really like being in the middle of clients and developers. And so I came back after my internship, and like I wanted them to sponsor me. Like I really wanted to move to New York, but I missed my mom and my dad and my sister and my dog. Like I missed everyone, but like still a part of me was like, okay, no, but you need to focus on the goal. Anyways, I came back into Quebec, and then there was a programming boot camp. I heard of a programming boot camp that was just starting. And once again, I think that this was just another way out because I wasn't ready for the job market, but it was a fulfilling one also, once again. See, I have a lot of ways to... and yes, so I enrolled. It's 18 weeks So like basically my brain was bleeding like every night. It's so exhausting because you learn how to code, how you learn the basics, but like in a week you can learn like 5 programming languages. Like I've done stuff that I don't know how I did them, because like you're on adrenaline like during 18 weeks, and after that it's like you have all the basics to be employed as a junior developer by a firm, and then like continue your training from there. But I didn't want to do the I didn't want to become a junior developer. The reason I enrolled in this boot camp, I forgot to say, it's not because I wanted a way out. It's more because when I was in New York, I realized that yes, I want to be between the clients and the web developers, but like how I had the imposter syndrome in a way, like how can I be the best suitable person for that role if I don't know how to code, if I don't know what HTML is, if I don't know like how you build an app, like everything I knew out of my intense curiosity. Like I knew about blockchain. Remember in the 2000 that time blockchain was very like à la mode. So everything that I knew about, I learned it by myself, but really I had no concrete knowledge. Like I just thought of myself, Fredo, you have no credibility like to advise a client on what is the best technical solution for his problem and stuff. So when I arrived in Quebec, that's when I saw the opportunity to enroll in the bootcamp, and I said, aha, that's how I can learn and be hands-on, and that's how I can cure that imposter syndrome. And after that, I'm gonna have all the tools in my arc. I don't know. To be the best at what I want to become, at what I want to be. So I did that. After that, I got a job in marketing, but like once again, I just thought, okay, no, that's really not for me. Like Google Ads, managing Google Ads and doing LinkedIn posts, like it really doesn't enlighten me. It's not my purpose. After that, I worked as a web project coordinator, and then COVID hit. That I lost my job, and then I just found one at Novatize as a project management manager. And from there, I just evolved, and I made my role evolved because like I also evolved along the agency and made the agency evolve. So my role changed from like a project manager into a product owner. So I helped to shape the product owner role at Novatize. I like to believe that it's just because I wanted this role so bad, I just made it happen, and then like everyone suffers because of me because of that. No, but yeah. So, and what sets me apart as a product owner is that I have such strong business acumen and intense curiosity, and like I'm really passionate. Like during weekends and in my off time, I read case studies, whether it's technical case studies, so like on Spotify engineering blog, on Uber engineering blogs. Like it's amazing the kind of gems that you can find there, not only about the business case studies, but also like the technical case studies. And so all my business acumen mixed with like my technical know-how and my technical skills, and like not only my skills, but like the skills that I continue to acquire, because I mean, I like to say that what I like the most about my job is the infinite learning potential that we have in the field. So the fact that I'm so keen on like just getting better and learning something new every day. I read so many things, and I feel like my knowledge compounds over time.
Yeah,
so that's what sets me apart, because I'm able to see like what are the client's needs, really understand the client needs, and then go back with my team and really think about, okay, but what are the technical solutions that we can build for them to fulfill their needs, but in the best way possible. Because like oftentimes when you deal with clients, sometimes the clients think they know the problem, or they think they know the solution. And that's when, you know, in my intro you talked about how I admire Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, like for so many reasons, but one of them is because of their problem solving abilities, is because like they use the inversion method. Like they see, okay, you really make sure to understand what's the problem, what's the issue, what's the need, and then you invert, you go back from there, and then you make your way to the solutions, because like there can be many good solutions, but if you don't think it through, like there can be a lot of bad solutions too. So in tech, oftentimes like the solution needs to be scalable, because maybe now the client's problem is only in this area, but like if the client wants to scale his or her business, the solution has to scale too. So that's the problem solving part that I like the most about my job.
Yeah. Did you know you can get a refund for all the late shipments from your e-commerce business? Yes, keeping your carriers accountable for their shipments is possible. With Buster Fetcher, you can get all the available refunds you have by creating an account in less than 5 minutes. Visit busterfetcher.com and discover an effective way to reduce your next shipping invoice. That's amazing. And what I really love, Fred, what you're talking about and saying is when you talk about the imposter syndrome, a lot of people will see that on a negative side and see it as a weakness. But what I love with what you did is you took that and you turned it into a strength, which just made you thirstier, even more curious. And you just took that in as fuel to learn more and just be the best in what you're doing. And I find that your career journey is definitely very unique. With it brought you to do a lot of things. So I just be curious, what do you have like a big challenge you faced throughout your journey that you'd like to share, and maybe let us know how you solved that?
Yeah, but it's crazy that you're speaking about imposter syndrome, because one of my challenge is overcoming the imposter syndrome on a daily basis. Because like in me, just like you said, there's a contradiction. I'm a lady of contradictions, but I embrace the imposter syndrome because I like, some people say like, would you rather be the worst player on the best team or the best player on the worst team? And I would choose, like, anytime, I always want to be the worst player on the best team, because there is learning potential. I can learn from others and level up from there. And I told you about soccer earlier, but I was never the most talented, but like each year I was in a better team, and then I was the worst performing player. But then I watched all the great players around me, and I just learned from them, and I just strive to be better every time, and I just put the heart and effort in. So I crave the imposter syndrome. Like, I like that feeling because it keeps me humble. It keeps me from. It makes me want to get better, and I surround myself with better people, and I learn from them, and then I get better. But on a daily basis, it can be really exhausting to always have to battle with the imposter syndrome. And I feel like one way that I overcame this is just reminding myself that like everybody has the imposter syndrome. They're just like better at hiding it, I think. Or like if you don't have the imposter syndrome, then you just think you're smarter than you actually are. I don't know. I just feel like it's sane to have the imposter syndrome, because it challenges you to always get better, and you probably heard that quote before, but like to get what you've never had, you must do what you've never done. So I'm a huge quote girl. I have like so many.
Yeah, I love it. Love quotes.
Yeah, but like I'm also like I have the imposter syndrome. So I'm also like a people pleaser, and like at Novatize, so I'm constantly in relationship with clients, and I love that. But like I always like. I realize that I have a huge inner scorecard, so I put a lot of pressure on myself because I want my clients to love me, and I want everything I want them to be satisfied, and it's really something that I think at Novatize we really care about our clients. But like sometimes I put so much pressure on myself. Like some things are just out of my control. Like I do the best that I can, and we as a team do the best that we can. But like sometimes, like clients, they will need to put the work on their side to work on their data and stuff. And I really wish it was that simple, like to create an e-commerce and stuff, and that they don't have to work on their side. But truth is, like we do work on our side, but the clients also have to work on their side. So it's like it's always trying to balance, like how can I make them like me, but like tell them the truth in a way. And like sometimes I have like you have to talk about tough subjects, which is like cost overruns, or maybe like the we will go live, like maybe they had a due date in time, they had a go live date in their head, but we are going to postpone that go live from 2 weeks or a month, because of things out of our controls. So that's something that I always have to remind myself, that I am doing the best job that I can, and like this people pleasing side of me happens in my day-to-day life, like in my personal life too. So I just have to remember something that I really want to work on this year is like I want to work on, like I want to have like an inner scorecard instead of having like an outer scorecard, because I think I give too much credit to others' opinions of what I do. Like I should do things for yourself first, and like the people around you who love you, like they're gonna be happy. That's something that I really want to work on, like in my professional life, but also like in my personal life.
I love it. Definitely. I think there's, from what I'm hearing, there's a constant battle between negative self-talk and positive self-talk. And it's just trying to find ways and tricks to like be on the good side of this and use everything that's happening. And, people pleasing has two sides. There's the bad side, yes, but there's also the good side. And you can use that just like you did with the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
It keeps you humble. It keeps you on your feet. So if you use that again as a force, as a strength, and to just ground you and make you realize what's most important in life and for you, it's great. It has a lot of positives. And I love the fact that you tell us what you've accomplished, but you're also not saying you've mastered it yet. So it's still, it's a daily something we all work on. And I love that you've been vulnerable about it, because definitely it's all something that we have to deal with. And people that, like you said, that don't talk about it, well, maybe that should uncover something else. So it's great. I'd be curious, do you have maybe one piece, if you go back to your younger self, if you think back and maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't know, is there one piece of advice you would give to yourself today, or to the younger self from what you've learned?
You can see like water in my eyes. But yes, the advice that I would give my younger self is to not inflict on me what I inflicted myself. Like we talked about, like my battle with eating disorders. So at the age of 16, I developed this an eating disorder, and I'm now 30, and I'm still battling it. So 14 years now, and I would just tell the little Fredo, like, please don't give up on yourself. Love yourself. Keep loving yourself. Like, realize that you are enough, that you deserve love, that you... Yeah, it was like, sometimes I think if I could go back in time, would I still really relive everything that I've been through? Because it's made me the woman that I'm now, because like I'm so strong, but I mean I wasted so much time hating myself and destroying myself, like literally waking up every morning with the one and only thought, like, how can I make myself more miserable today than I was miserable yesterday? And all along, like I was really conscious about my problem. Like I talked about it, and I really wanted to get out of it. Like I wanted to get better, to heal, but like I didn't think I was worthy of doing the effort, or I thought, like I remember like maybe I was 21, 22, and I was telling my mother, like, Mom, but what if I do all the work and get better, but then find out that being happy, like I don't like it. So for me, it was more easy to stay in my comfort zone being miserable than allowing myself to heal and see for myself if yeah, being happy, it's not that complicated. You just enjoy the little moments, and it's just the little moments. I mean, there's not more to that, and it's life. I mean, that's what life is. It's the little moments with the people that you love. And yes, you can have a great career, and I love my job. I love my work. And in a way, my work saved me from myself, because when Novatize hired me, I remember the photographs that we take every time there's a new employee and stuff, and like I was dead inside. Like you just look at my eyes and you say, oh my god, this girl is miserable. And Novatize, like they helped me find that driven woman who is a fearless leader, who has always been a fearless leader, but like who somewhere along the line, like she gave up on herself in a way. I didn't totally give up on myself, because like I did my MBA, I went to working in New York, but like I was 65 pounds. Like how can I don't even know how I did it, honestly. But I did it, and I succeeded, and I just think it tells you a lot about like my persistence and tenacity in life. Yeah. But like, what if I took all this power and put it towards something positive instead? So sometimes I'm just like, okay, yes, I did some great things, but imagine if I took all of that and put it through something that was really fulfilling instead of like destroying. So in a way, like the reason why I'm so grateful for Novatize, and why I think of this agency as of my own, is that I believe that I give them so much. And they realize like everything that I bring to the agency, but like they gave me so much too, and they helped me find that Fredo, and they helped me uncover the women I think that I've always wanted to become, and that I don't know, I've always been a fearless leader. I always knew I was going to accomplish great things, and I knew that the only thing standing between me and my goals was myself and my disease. So every day I wake up and it's a constant battle, and I want to fight it, and that's what changed. I mean, before I wanted to have a magic wand to just heal. I didn't want to do the efforts, because like I was so scared about doing the efforts. But now I'm like, okay, doing the effort, it's terrifying, it's freaking hard, and sometimes I just don't feel like it, and I have panic attacks, and I cannot explain it. Like maybe yesterday doing the effort, I felt strong enough to do it, but like maybe today I don't feel enough strong to do it, but I have to push myself to do it anyways, because if not, I mean, I cannot become the CEO that I want to become, you know. So that's where my job helps me a lot, because it keeps me grounded on my goals. So it keeps me focused on my goals. So whenever like I feel the anxiety and my little demon in my head coming back, I'm thinking of what I want to become career-wise, but also in my personal life. Like I want to have a family of my own. I want to have children. I want to have 2 golden retrievers. I want to live on a beautiful. I want to be able to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. And so if I could go back in time, I don't know what I would tell myself, but I would tell myself to love myself.
Absolutely. I mean, that's simple, but very powerful. That is such a good reminder. And Frédérique, thank you so much for opening up, because I'm sure it's not easy, but the number of women and just anyone that you can inspire by just being open and talking about this you have no clue to what extent it can help. And I'm sure someone today, or many people today, needed to hear that. So that is really amazing. And just enjoying the little things in life, being grateful for everything we have, is really important. And it's also what's going to bring you to your goals. I mean, those are wonderful goals that you have. And I really wish that you can accomplish them all. You deserve them, and you definitely are enough. And just like anyone, right?
Yeah.
So we need to appreciate that.
I heard someone's, I don't remember where I heard that, but like you, on being enough. And I think that it's something that a lot of people relate, whether it's with eating disorders or not. Like, are we enough? Like the feeling of like, I'm not enough. Well, you are enough. Like the minute you were born, you were enough. Like you do not have to, to deserve to be happy. Like you are granted this right the minute you were born on this earth. So you have the right to be happy. So stop like thinking you're not enough to be happy.
Exactly. Absolutely. I definitely agree. Frédérique, your drive, your energy, your honesty are definitely contagious. I'd love to know where people can go to find you online.
So you can follow me on Twitter. So I don't know if we can say that. I'm never going to say I'm an Xer or X or whatever. So follow me on Twitter. So at Fred Grenier 12, Fred Grenier 12. And if not, you can follow me on Instagram, Fredo Fredo, Gre, like Grenier, Gre. I don't know. Or on LinkedIn. I'm not a huge LinkedIn poster. Like you say, I'm not a fan of LinkedIn posts, but yeah, follow me on Twitter. It's the easiest way, and I'm always on Twitter.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sending out all of that information. And also make sure to check out Novatize, the e-commerce agency. And that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was great having you today.
Thank you very much for your time, and you're here and your great heart.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for being part of this journey with me. I hope you gained valuable insights and inspiration today to keep growing and taking action towards your goals. Please follow me on social media and remember to like, share, and comment this video. Subscribe to get notifications every time a new video is uploaded. See you next time.